So, what was harder, applying for the Bachelor or taking the BCBA exam?
I know. Oh my God. I mean, that BCBA exam,
I
I
know.
like I still have nightmares. So I don't think anything can top that, honestly.
How uncomfortable is it fighting for the same person or like hearing about someone else's experience with this person? I can't imagine that.
Yeah.
Have you had guys reach out to you on Instagram since? That's like the part of Bachelor. Like, this person slid into my DMs. I just have one question. Are you back on dating apps? Are you dating anyone?
It's behavior, bitches.
Hey guys, it's Liat. Welcome back to Behavior Bitches. Today, we have a very exciting guest, and the guest is from a show that I have been talking about for so long. I think like all my collective examples are actually from the show often. Today, before we get started, I want to go ahead and find some reinforcement for myself, especially lately. There's just been so much hate out there. I don't know why, but people are still saying nice things. So we're going to definitely prioritize that. So this is from Savannah Kale on Instagram. Hi, I just wanted to send appreciation your way for being such a great study resource. I'm new to your following, and as someone studying for the exam, I started at the beginning of your podcast. So yes, I'm only on episode 19. Holy shit, you have a long way to go. But I can confidently say that you guys are the best out there when it comes to making the studying of terms fun and engaging. I've tried to listen to other sources to be able to absorb the information, and I just cannot hang with the monotone technical jargon. Y'all are the best. Savannah, thank you so much for that review. I love getting these. Really, it is nice to get love coming in hot over here. So everyone go send your review. I don't want to act desperate, but I am. So just go leave a review. 5 stars or bust. All right. Now getting to the good part. I am going to give an introduction for our guest, and then I just feel like I can barely even talk right now because the amount of questions I have are like coming out of my pores. So I'm going to make this intro real quick. Here we go. All right, we have Parisa Shifteh. She is a BCBA, a SNABA alum, and a contestant on this season, season 29 of The Bachelor. With a passion for behavior analysis, travel, and a well-organized charcuterie board, she made a memorable entrance into this seasons of The Bachelor with a PowerPoint. But I actually think I shouldn't call it a PowerPoint. Anyone listening? I think that ages me. I think we're going to call it Google. Was it Google Slides or PowerPoint?
Deck. Call it a slide deck.
What were we? Slide deck.
Well, yeah, it was a PowerPoint.
You use PowerPoint still?
Oh, I love PowerPoint.
Like, you actually have it on downloaded on your computer?
Yeah, on a USB.
Whoa, I love this. She went home on week 4, but today she's here to spill the tea on her experience. Welcome to the show, Parisa.
Thank you for having me. This is so exciting.
I'm so excited. Okay, so when were you in the collective?
I I was studying in when was it? 2021.
Okay.
And, it was rough. It was not an easy thing. And I failed a couple times, and then I purchased the 1 month collective, and then I passed right after that. It was the best thing. It was amazing, and it helped me a lot. So thank you.
That's amazing. Thank you. Maybe because I was giving Bachelor examples. I feel like they are in there.
I know. I was trying to remember, but yeah, the examples were so relatable, and it helped with all the dry topics, and it was the best thing ever.
That makes me so happy. Good. I'm gonna keep doing what I do. Before we get more into this, I have a little bit of a fun segment, different than we've done before, but I felt like this seems like it's on brand for what we're talking about. I just have one question. Are you back on dating apps? Are you dating anyone?
Not dating anybody. Not. I opened an app and then I closed it immediately. It's not good.
Isn't it depressing?
It is depressing, and yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll try it again soon, but not right now.
Yeah. Okay. So, but anyways, if you were on the app, I pulled some Hinge prompts. Okay. And I'm going to have you fill these in, okay?
Okay.
So, a fact about me that surprises people.
Well, besides the fact that I collect rocks, my survival skills.
What does that mean?
I grew up just camping, and I come from like a really outdoorsy family, and we always watched those like Bear Grylls, National Geographic shows. So a lot of it stuck with me, and it's especially because I love like the outdoors and nature. I have like a lot of like weird survival skill facts that if anyone like ever is curious of like how to build a shelter with just like sticks and leaves and mud, or like how to build a fire,
Like I did see that as part of you in the show. Actually, I wanted to quiz you on your. Let's see if you still are knowledgeable in your ABA. On the show, you were trying to lay out, and you didn't have tanning oil, so you used olive oil. Is that stimulus or response generalization? Let's see if she still remembers this from the test.
Well, generalization, that's more of like the behavior. Stimulus, I would say stimulus, because I'm like,
good, she got it.
Generalizing the oil.
Exactly, everyone. Multiple stimuli, one response. Okay. Sorry, didn't want to put you on the spot like that, but it was too good. I was like, of course the behavior analyst has a solution here. Yeah. Like, what else is gonna happen? I love it. Okay. I'm the type of texter who?
I am the type of texter who sends voice notes.
No, you're not. I was thinking
so much goes on at once, and it's just like I am not able to like focus on the typing and then looking up, talking to someone. So it's so much easier just to like quickly like say it, send, and then like carry on with everything else,
Oh my God, the walkie-talkiers. I can't. Unless it transcribes it for you. Sometimes it it will say what someone had said, yeah. But I'm like, how can I listen to this? Like, I'm like, I need it in text. I'm like a 10-time texter. Like, no shame, whether it's like someone new I'm dating or like someone I'm trying to talk to at work. Like, I have a lot to say.
Yeah, well, that's good.
Text that. No, like I'm not like thoughtful. Like, let me see how I could like shorten this. Yeah. Okay, your go-to karaoke song is
"Killing Me Softly."
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Mine's "Ironic" by.
Oh, that's a good one too.
It's a good one. Yeah.
Did you think?
I love that one. The last show I binge watched.
It was last year, but Nobody Wants This on Netflix.
Oh, it's so cute.
So cute, and I loved how all the episodes were really short. So I mean, you really could just you could do the whole season. And,
so cute. It's a good to have on. I loved it also. I get along best with people who
don't take things personally. I feel like too. I'm sure other behavior analysts can relate to this, but being in this field and learning throughout your experience in school and then working we always try to understand the functions of behavior. Why did someone do something? If someone's going to scream at me or throw something at me, I'm not going to take it personally. I want to be like, oh my God, what happened? What happened right before this that, made them want to scream or throw something at me? I'm not going to be think that it was me, I don't jump to that immediately. I'm just trying to understand always there's other things going on,
Totally. I can't imagine what was not shown on, the episodes. As a behavior analyst, I just imagine being oh my God, this person's about to evoke a behavior. Literally, I can't even watch this.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, but I know. Yeah, there was a lot. And I think it did help me too, though, just having all this background. It's if someone were to do or say something, I'm never oh my God, they're out to get me. It's no, it's they're just doing their own thing for their own reason. You were determining the function. I like it. Oh, this is great. I want this last hinge one. I was actually going to move into the topic. On your hinge, it says, you should leave a comment if. You should leave a comment if. Okay, I think maybe a lot of women can relate to this. You should leave a comment if you actually intend on taking this conversation off the app. Because I feel there's just so many people that just continue asking questions and want to get to know you on the app. It's okay, get to know me, please, yes, but do you intend on asking me in person or on the phone? Where, I don't want to.
I literally don't care how your day was. Hey, just sitting on the couch. I'm I literally don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know you.
Yeah. So if you have any intention on taking this off the app, yeah, please leave a comment.
Speaking of apps, have you had guys reach out to you on Instagram since?
Not really.
Really? Okay. I feel that's the part of Bachelor. This person slid into my DMs.
I know. maybe if we have some like college guys, a lot of girls, and a lot of girls in like in our field who are either currently BCBAs or pursuing their BCBA or RBTs. A lot of those, and I love those messages too. I kind of thought maybe I'd have more guys, but no.
Maybe because Behavior Bitches, has a larger reach than The Bachelor. Maybe this is the time.
No, please.
Oh my God, imagine. I don't think I'd be single either. Or maybe they'd hate me more. I don't know. Let's get into this. I want to know what got you into wanting to be on the show in the first place. What was the MO? The MO here.
Oh, actually, I can give you a very specific one. I was in a horrible relationship at the time I applied, and it was more of me. It was my birthday. It was a terrible birthday. It was just a terrible few months with, this person. And I actually saw an ad on Instagram, and I was just like, you know what? We're going to take my mind off of everything. Let's apply. And I had no idea I would hear back. I mean, I didn't plan for that. It was just more like, let's just distract myself, maybe give myself some hope here. The timing was just unreal with like going through like a really tough birthday week, in that tough relationship, and then seeing that ad on Instagram.
Like their algorithm was on for you.
How, like, what does that mean? How does that happen?
Like there has to be determinism. Like they were listening to you. The phones are listening to us, by the way, and I fucking love it.
Sure.
I love it. Yeah. Like it knows exactly what I want. I was just like on Temu buying things for this conference, and I was like, my Temu is on fleek. Mm-hmm. Like it was just everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. Did you know it was going to be Grant going on this season?
When I first applied, it was still so early. So no, not at that point. But yes, before moving forward and accepting it, yes, I knew.
Cool. And did you study up on to increase the likelihood of getting chosen? Because I remember one time Carol, who does the Study Notes ABA app with me, I was like, we are getting you on The Bachelor. Like, we wrote this whole thing up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, you are the prototype. You're hot as hell, like this. We're getting you in here. But then I was like, it takes all this studying. Like, did you do your research?
No, I think what helped me is I just took my time with my application, and I gave thorough responses with everything. And I feel like my past with dating is definitely, I don't know, I don't want to say it's entertaining, to talk about, but it's something. And so I feel like it was just how I completed my application.
So what was harder, applying for the Bachelor or taking the BCBA exam?
I know. I mean, that BCBA exam, I still have nightmares. So I don't think anything can top that, honestly.
I know that I'm telling you, I am like, oh my God, did I not get my CEUs done? Did I not get my CEUs done? The idea of ever having to take that again. And even though I'm teaching it all the time, I would hope that I could pass, but I would never want to be put in the position. They used to have the option that instead of taking 32 CEUs, you could retake the test. But if you don't pass, you lose.
Yeah.
I was
who ever accepts that?
I'm like, goodness no, as Pete the Cat says.
Yeah, that exam, I think that took off a few years of my life, honestly.
Yeah, that is just okay. So the entrance. So the entrance obviously matters. This is your first impression. Mm-hmm. I want to know, how did you decide on this?
So with the entrance, it took me a while to think about what I wanted to do. And definitely this is where, you want to put a lot of effort into this, because this is, your first impression, and you're up against, 30 other girls. So I wanted to be different. And I usually always take this approach too with dating. I'm always trying to think outside the box of how can I be different with initiating conversations on a date, all that stuff. So going in on that, I was just thinking about everything that I love to do, who I am, how can I incorporate this in our, first time meeting. So PowerPoints, actually, Like that's a thing I love to do at home with my friends.
I've seen those on TikTok, right? Like you to let them update on what's going on in your life.
Yeah, and like that's where we learned about it. It was like a few years ago we saw like, viral video with friends giving life updates using PowerPoints. And we're like, this is the best thing ever. We need to do this at least once a month. And so we just started doing that, and we would make them so funny. Like we would have screenshots of, dating profiles on there, our conversations with guys that we're seeing. I included screenshots. My friend was at the same bar as my ex. She was taking pictures of him, sending them to me. I was including that in my PowerPoint. I mean, we just go all out. It's so fun. So I'm like, okay, we're going to do a PowerPoint. And I had my PowerPoint, was like 6 or 7 slides. What they showed on the episode, it was just the AI photos. But there was more in the beginning, just me, introducing myself and talking about like, oh, like, we share these things in common. And then it got into, okay, so, if let's just think about this, where this could go from here, maybe in the next, like 1 to 2 years, we can possibly, see an engagement or a wedding. And so AI is the next thing that I love. I love like AI and Photoshop and just all of that.
I know,
and so
me,
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna
me
make,
too.
like,
I see my potential. When I do AI, I'm like, I have that potential, but I don't know how to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like it is another form of manifesting, and you're just being more specific, and it's our visual, like it's a more clear visual for us.
No, yeah, you look good at your wedding.
Thank you. Yeah, those are really to see. Like, I like that with my hair up. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah, I know. Me too. I love it. I'm literally like, I can't stop looking. I'm like,
it was so funny, and then also too, like when I was, delivering that presentation to Grant, I was trying the whole time. I'm being so funny, and I'm trying to act like, oh yeah, like look, this will be us. Look at you in that tie. You look so handsome. Look at our kids. Look at our family. I was trying, like making it just so, like just a great interactive experience, something really lighthearted. And
I love that about you. I love it. It seems like you're doing an ABA session, and you're starting off with the pairing. You're like, these are the things we have in common. We both like this. That's major pairing.
So, you got to captivate your audience, and you got to,
make sure they're pre-attending.
Yeah.
You got them. I like it. Now, how did being a behavior analyst help you stand out on the show?
I'm trying to, like, it definitely, when I think about like how I applied all my background knowledge when I was on the show, it really helped me with my interactions with the other girls, my interactions with Grant. I feel like, again, not, some girls might say something or do something, and it's really easy to fall in a trap of, oh, she's doing this, to get at me, or, it's like, I kind of will see little, I'm trying to think of examples, but like, I would see through a lot of things and be like, no, like, this is all attention seeking. Like, we're just gonna, turn the other way. I'm not the type to like engage in trauma or stuff like that. And so when I told myself going on the show, I'm here for just one thing, and I want to stay true to myself throughout this whole journey, and I really want to just lean in on this whole experience and see like if there's truly a connection and like where this can go. And when you get caught up in drama, like as you know from watching past seasons, like that doesn't get you anywhere. The girls that are always like in that, all that drama and the back and forth, it doesn't help them. And so I'm like, okay, we're just, blinders are up, like just stay focused on why you're here. Don't get distracted. So it helped me like kind of see through
like
things.
You'd see precursors. Like this is about to get.
Precursor. Thank you.
Precursor. Don't worry. I've been studying for the test since before you and after you, girl. I got it.
Yeah, those precursors that you would see that and you would just know exactly, and like how to respond to that, so you don't have to like go right into behavior management. You want to avoid the management. Like
you'd rather like antecedently do something before there's a consequence, and like you guys don't get time before the rose ceremony.
Yeah.
So how different is the show from what we see on TV? Like obviously and how long is that production?
The full time period, I believe it's 2 months. and I was there for half of it. It's honestly, it felt exactly how you would think it would be just from watching. And it was just like we are living our lives and there's just cameras following. Like nothing felt prompted. It was just like, because naturally things would come up where girls would, go with something or respond. Everything just felt really natural, but it was just like just having cameras following you 24/7.
But you didn't have reactivity?
Yeah, I guess there would be. For me, yes.
Like, I think some people, like, get off on that. Like...
Yeah. I know. For me, I need a good reactivity example.
Well, no, anything. I mean, anytime a camera's there, like, aren't you, like, I feel like I would, like, forget words that I'm saying. Even, like, coming onto the podcast each time, it's, like I'm pretty, like, outgoing, whatever. It's...
The first week, I will say it was like a shock and it was an adjustment. I kept looking at the cameras and they're like, no, like pretend it's not even there. And then after a while, I would forget it. Then it did feel more natural because everything was to the side. And I mean, there would be times too, like you really would forget that if you were mic'd or if there were cameras to the side and you would say something that you were like, oh no, like, was that bad? I said that, like, because you would forget. Yeah, I guess, that first week it was an adjustment, but then since it was your life 24/7, cameras on, you being mic'd, you just click to that.
This is just too good a behavioral example. The term adaptation happens with operant behavior. When you're exposed to a stimulus over a prolonged period of time, you will just become normal to you. And that's exactly what seemed to happen.
Yeah.
That is a great example of that. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Thanks. I can't stop saying okay. I don't like it. I literally need frequency data. I think I'm just too excited. Maybe I'm nervous because you're on TV. I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out where I am.
I'm nervous too. Look what happens when I get nervous.
No, I feel nervous.
Can you see that?
You're nervous. No. Why weren't you doing that on the show? And you're nervous around me? I'm like...
No, but this is I don't know.
I feel nervous.
This happens in parent meetings. Can you imagine?
It does?
It's always like this. Like, okay, so let's discuss your child's progress.
Like turtlenecks?
Yeah, or scarves.
Scarves.
Yeah.
Well, you live in Detroit, right?
What?
Aren't you in Detroit?
Yeah, in the suburbs of Detroit.
So it's cold, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
Scarf
you can always wear a scarf even in the summer.
Really? It's that cold?
It gets chilly sometimes.
Wow, that sounds horrible. My hands would hate that a lot. Horrible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have that hand problem where my fingertips turn white.
I have that where my fingertips freeze off. We have so much in common. Oh my God. How much are the producers involved in shaping the storyline or manipulating the MOs? Like, are they like, hey, who was always the one taking the time? What was her name? Everyone's mad at? You kept going in?
Oh, right. Right now with the girls?
Yeah, there was one girl who kept going in to get more time. And Kayla?
Oh, Zoe. Yeah, it really, honestly...
are they go in? I feel like they're literally running an FA.
It's your choice. And for instance, I'll give you a great example too. So the finance date, I sat next to Grant the whole group date. It was so fun, and we're talking, having side conversations throughout the whole thing. And I had a great time with him, but later that night during our cocktail hour, I ended up going to tell a producer, I said, I spent all day with him, sitting next to him. I don't mind, sitting back a little bit more in the evening, allowing everyone, to have their time with him. And I'm letting you know, I'm going to grab him last tonight to talk to him because I spent all day with him and I had a great time. Again, we always talk about,
you're way too kind for the storyline.
No, because I'm not
I wouldn't want to fight either. I would literally be if I was there, I'd be standing in the corner.
And it's there's ways to, to go about this journey. There's, the respectful way and the disrespectful way. And I feel you can see from other seasons too, other contestants, either on The Bachelor or Bachelorette, the person who ends up with the Bachelor or Bachelorette, they're not always, they didn't, spend their journey stealing that person the whole time or being disrespectful to the other contestants. It's there's, like you can do this respectful way. And it's like, that was always my approach with everything. But yeah, like whenever you want extra support, you can go and ask for support, or I feel like the producers are just they're there to like help guide you throughout this journey. And I mean, there were times too, like I was like, I want to think of something really memorable to do or talk about with my time with Grant, like next time I see him, can you help me like brainstorm some ideas? But yeah, I mean, they really, if you want to do something, like you really like, you can go do it. And
Were you without a phone?
What?
You didn't have a phone for 2 months?
Oh no, yeah. That's another thing. It's like
deprivation.
And
are you glued to it now?
Actually it's the opposite. I enjoyed not having my phone. The only thing I miss two things. I miss my music, because I listen to music all the time, and it was so hard not having my music. I guess just like TikTok or Pinterest, because I love scrolling at nighttime before bed.
Wait, so what do you use, like a Discman?
Nothing.
They have like Alexa or anything?
No, yeah. We like keep each other entertained. We sing with each other. It was fun. Like
Wait.
I thought it was a lot of fun. Like we would have like, our girls' nights if like we didn't have a group date or one-on-one. I wouldn't know. I never had a one-on-one, but just like being together at the mansion, it was like cozy. It was like camp.
It does seem like camp.
Yeah.
Obviously the girls are together all the time.
Yeah.
Is Grant always typically with someone? Like, because that seems like wasted time if it's like, oh, there's only a date later today. It's like,
it seemed like, yeah, because there would either be, there was always a couple one-on-ones planned for that week, a group date or 2 group dates. There was always something. We would have one, I can't remember, there would always, there would be a down day because it was exhausting. But yeah, for the most part, like, yeah, there was always a date planned.
Like even ones that aren't filmed?
Oh no, all the dates are filmed.
But I'm saying, let's say it's a day, but there's time in between there. Are they ever like, hey, Parisa, you could go hang in his room now. He's just chilling.
Oh no, I wish.
So there's no time together off camera?
No.
None.
Unless I'm sure later on.
I mean, aside from fantasy suites.
Yeah.
Interesting. And I always was wondering, when you're filming the confessionals, like how delayed from the time that it happens are you talking about it? Like, oh my God, that is so crazy. She stole my jacket or whatever it is. Like, how much later is it?
Well, it's usually not. It's usually right after. Or if something happens, like something big happened, if someone, yelled at somebody or just something, chaotic, immediately we go and just talk about it, just for that reason. So, you don't forget anything, or, in the moment you have that raw emotion.
Right. Because I was wondering, I'm like, are you supposed to like act like I'm so annoyed and you're like doing it 3 hours later?
Oh no. Yeah, no, it's normally right after we have something were to happen.
And they'll be like, hey, Parisa, you witnessed that. Come talk about it.
Yeah. I always liked that because that was my time to speak up a little bit more.
You did narrate, like you let people know what was going on.
Yeah, because again, like after, that first week, I was starting to get a feel for everybody's communication style. And there were just, a couple girls where they weren't looking, for your commentary. They weren't looking for you to, provide support or just to talk through things. It was just like, it was a dead end. And like, so there was just no point for me to like interject myself. And so I just would sit back and like just keep my
that's more fun. I like people watching rather than being involved.
Yeah. Oh, it was I did enjoy like watching everything for sure. Yeah. And I mean, looking back, I wish I did speak up in, certain situations to maybe be like that voice of reason that everyone hears. Like, you don't have to agree or, converse with me, but just that voice that just everyone can hear. And I wish, I did, but I mean, again, no regrets, because then there's always that fear that when you do try to communicate with some of those people, like it's easy for that to get twisted and then turned on you somehow. So then I'm glad. So I mean, yeah, no regrets, but in a perfect world, I wish I did.
I would be too scared to say anything about anything. I'd be like, I mean, some people are totally okay with conflict.
Yeah.
Like that for me would be like, I would just like, I'm good.
Yeah. I mean, especially, and then also too, like knowing like BST and knowing like just how to give feedback. Because technically, I mean, this is like feedback. If something's bothering you, how someone's acting, like it's, you know, there's a way to deliver that to that person, like in a very appropriate way where, you know, you're looking to compromise or for a solution. And so like having that knowledge too from ABA, like that it helps, but again, it was just risky because you just never know, things are going to get twisted on you.
I mean, but also understanding consequences, even like extinction, like, you know what, I'm not even going to like go into this. Like, I'm not even going to reinforce what this person is saying. Like, they're obviously trying to get a reaction. There's no way I'm going into this. Like, I feel like that's like a superpower on that show specifically.
Yeah, no, true. That, again, yeah, with first just judging the situation and, you know, that person's behavior, what's the function? If it was attention seeking, then yeah, most definitely I will not be chiming in.
Your dress last night was amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
You recorded.
I love colors.
I love black, but a dress like that, if I had a good spray tan, I mean, if I could rock that, I couldn't, but like, I was like, that is pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah. Oh, I love like, especially like a pastel rainbow. Oh my gosh, that's my favorite thing in the world.
It was amazing. I felt like it could be a very cute like behavior bitches study notes like background if we like cut it off or something.
Yeah, I know. It's like, yeah,
you're like, no, girl, that was $800. Yeah. But it was cute. How in charge of your wardrobe are you on the show?
Oh, 100%. Like we packed everything and like, our dresses, clothes. Of course, you know, before going to a date, you want to know the vibe of the date so you know how to dress. Like if it's going to be more of a sporty date, like you wouldn't be dressing up in, you know, heels and a dress. So they'll kind of give you an idea without ruining the surprise. But yeah, everything we pick out.
Like you don't get any budget for it?
No. It's whatever you got. They'll kind of guide you like you should pack, like how many dresses, how many outfits, and for certain weather climates, without giving details of like what it would be, because you don't want to ruin the surprise.
Wow, that's a lot of clothes. Maybe what about if you make it to the engagement? Will they get them the dress? I feel like they have to.
You know, I'm not really sure about that. I didn't, you know.
That you didn't make it there. I know, that's like rude of me. I didn't mean to. But you know what? I thought you were so classy. I just want to tell you. I was like so proud. I'm like, yeah, that's BCBA.
Thank you. Yeah, you know. I did pack, you know, a white engagement dress.
Oh, they tell you to do that?
Oh, no, that was just
that was you. I love you. You're amazing. I love it.
Yeah.
And what about makeup? Are you doing your own makeup?
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Makeup, hair, and I love glam.
You're a girl's girl.
Thank you. Yes, I love all of it, but I just don't know. Like, I don't know the best makeup products. I don't know how to do the best, you know, makeup look or even doing my hair. So when I was there and meeting all these girls, I'm like looking at their makeup, looking how they applied. I'm like, oh my gosh, teach me. Like, you look so good. Like, I want to get into this. So it kind of got me now into my whole glam journey of like trying new makeup products and hair products.
I mean, Bachelor level glam is like a level on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I cannot imagine I would be like, what? Like,
every week my hair was the same. Like, looking back, like my hair was the same every week. I just don't know what to do. I don't use any products. Like, I use my thermal brush, and after I'm done, it's amazing. But then an hour later, it drops, so my hair's straight every time. I burned my chest week 3 trying to curl my hair because I wanted to be like the other girls. I love their like curls. I'm curling it, and then I hit the curling iron on my chest, and then I had a huge boil like the next day. It was a lot, but
this is a lot of imitation. It's all parts of imitation. Yeah, everyone, in case you're listening, we have formal similarity. Look, she's watching them. We have a model.
Yeah,
we have the immediacy. She's copying them right away. And we have the controlled relation. That is straight up imitation. You could, wait, would girls be nice and help you out? Or they're like, no, bitch, you're on your own using your curler brush?
Oh no, everyone was so nice. So nice with like helping me, even like sharing their hair products. Like it looked like a lot of these products, they were so tiny and it looked like really nice, you know, like expensive hair products. And a lot of girls would just offer that. I'm like, wow, like that was so nice. I don't even know if I would offer, you know, like so it was just everyone was so kind. And but I know like, you know, not like just thinking about it before going on, you know, this journey, I would be thinking that like, you know, somehow these girls, you know, they might want to sabotage each other. You never know, but it was just
like they put like Nair in your hair thing.
Yeah, no, I know. I was actually thinking about that too. You know, things like that. But no, everyone was so nice and like everyone was like it just felt like they were all girls.
It was like a sorority house.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us, just like regular folks out here, what was your biggest, like, what beauty item do we need?
Oh, with
like, do I like what makeup did you learn? Like, you must buy the.
I still don't really know.
What? What about us girls who are never going to be hot enough to get on the show? How am I supposed to know?
Well, this is funny. I guess we all love like highlighter,
Okay.
and when you wear highlighter and you go out and you know you're face to face with someone, you can see it looks so beautiful. You highlight under the eyes, under the cheekbone, you know, your nose, and a lot of us were using, you know, more than we should on our faces, and we were told that on camera it doesn't look like highlighter, it looks like your face is oily, so you might want to like, you know, bring it down a little, don't use as much. But we didn't like understand that. We're like, but no, it's highlighter, of course it's not going to look oily. So a lot of us were like, no, they're wrong, it's okay. And they're like, okay, well, we're just letting you know like it's going to look like oily. Now watching back, we can see in a lot of the episodes how oily we all looked, and we're like, oh my gosh.
You know, I don't use highlighter at all. That's so interesting. But it's a great idea, actually, behaviorally. That is, talk about a redundancy stimulus prompt to make yourself stick out a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A lot of us did with highlighter.
That's amazing.
I still love it, but
where do you put it? So I'm gonna start using it because I really don't use it at all.
I always put it like right under my eye,
like directly under.
Yeah, directly under and like kind of going up above my cheekbone, and then I'll also do on the sides of my nose and then on the center of my nose.
Wait, I thought the sides of your nose are meant to be contour dark, like contour.
You know, you might be right.
I thought that's like criteria for being on The Bachelor. Like, you can make any TikTok video on makeup tutorials or outfits. Like that, I thought was like criteria. No?
No.
Oh my, I love it. And here you are building fires, and I'm expecting you to know how to do every makeup and hair.
I'm still learning, but yeah, I mean, it's fun though.
What about nails? Are you allowed to get your nails done during the show?
Oh no. So I got my nails done before, and I did acrylic nails. So they would stay, because if I normally do gel, after a couple weeks, my gel will just peel. So I did acrylic. Of course, they started to grow out, but I had a full set the entire time. A lot of girls chose to just bring stick-ons or like with glue. And those, I mean, it definitely worked, and you could keep, you know, changing your nail color and changing your nails. But with like the basketball date, for instance, that was one where, you know, like glue did not help anybody. Like nothing to save them in their nails.
Because I mean, I had to ask that because since I've like lost a few fingers, you know, from my condition, I'm like, what would I do on this? Like, I see them like focusing on hands a lot. Like, I'm stressed about this. Like, I hope I don't make it to the engagement because like.
No, but that would be your story to talk about and shed light on. That's a part of like you and your journey that you would talk about.
Right. Then he could like pity me and like have to choose me. I love it. Amazing. Hometown visits. Oh, you weren't there either. I sound rude. I don't mean it like that.
Thank you.
I thought you'd know about all these things. I love you. I don't mean it like that. I'm just like, how does everyone's house look so perfect? Are these Airbnbs?
I don't see. I wouldn't know because I didn't make it that far.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm done. Someone said something. What is it? Not good. I can't. I'm done.
Cut off. Cut off.
Cut. Next. How uncomfortable is it fighting for the same person, or like hearing about someone else's experience with this person? It's like you're friends, but at the same time, like, I can't imagine that.
Yeah, I don't like it. I think after maybe 2.5 or 3 weeks, definitely by week 3, it was just kind of a known thing that a lot of girls, like, they just weren't talking about their time with him in front of each other, unless, like, you have one, like, really close friend, and you guys are, talking, and, you're going through this journey together, and, you can trust one another. But, yeah, just out of respect for everybody, you wouldn't talk about it. So then, by week 3, a lot of us didn't really know much, and, what was going on during their time with Grant. For me personally, I never wanted to, like, think about those things, because as long as you are confident with where you stand with your relationship with Grant, and you feel good, you feel reassured, that's all that matters. It's like, if you start kind of looking over to see how someone else's relationship is progressing with him, like, it's not going to help you. It's not going to help you in your relationship with Grant. So it's just kind of like, you just, like, accepted everything, and it was like kind of like a don't ask, don't tell situation.
Right. I mean, I imagine it just makes you, like, very insecure, and then, like, spend your time talking about someone else. But if you do, like, look at it, I would have to look away as well.
Yeah.
Over your time, how well do you feel like you really got to know Grant?
I wish I had more time. Looking back, so I was just thinking about, with him getting to know me, really, I feel like I've lived like 10 different lives, and I'm not able to, tell you all about me, and, like, my career, my family, my goals. I can't tell you all of that in, just a couple dates. And having more time, it definitely helps. And then with him too, if we had that more time, I would get to know him better, and, learn more about, his career goals, and, what kind of future he's looking for. It's, again, and then when you have unnecessary drama every week, then that's what cuts in to your time with him.
That's annoying.
That's why it would get really frustrating for some girls, because it's like, oh, great, now, I'm not going to have as much time as I originally was going to have with him. And this is going to affect, obviously, like, our relationship and where it's going. And they always say, and this is so true, it truly does take one conversation. That it doesn't even matter, though, like, the time, but, like, if you just have that one conversation, it can push you so far ahead when it comes to, like, where you stand with growing a relationship or a connection with him. Like, it just takes that one conversation. So then when these things happen, and then that cuts that time, or, even sometimes too, like, there were times a lot of girls did not even have an opportunity to talk to him before a rose ceremony, because there was so much drama, and there was just not enough time in the night. It's like, okay, sorry guys, like, this took up our whole night. Like, we got it, it's the rose ceremony now. Like, sorry.
Like, those fights take up more time than the show is showing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It takes up a lot, and it's just always, and it's draining, and it's like, oh, the same thing, it's like, come on, like, let's all, I wish everyone could just be like, let's collectively, like, choose or decide, like, we're going to leave all of this here. So we all learn from this rose ceremony. Like, we all learn, oh, okay. So, like, when you reach the consequence yourself, contingency based.
I was literally thinking when you were saying that, I was like, this is a complete group contingency. It's like, okay, interdependent. If each of us is able to keep our mouth shut at the rose ceremony, we'll all get time with him before.
Yes.
Or, like, that's literally what I was thinking. But
and it's one of those things, we always acknowledge that none of us have ever experienced this before. Every day is a new day. We don't, making mistakes is so common, and it's okay. But to make the same mistake over and over again, it's like, come on, we saw from this rose ceremony what happened. Let's all talk about it and learn, and then all agree, okay, the next one, this won't happen. Like, we're not going to allow this to happen.
I hope you were drawing out like ABCs. Like, guys, antecedently, you see when this happens and we engage in this behavior, the consequences, we don't get it. So let's look back at the antecedent. Like, I would have had to like have a whiteboard, like being like,
I know, yeah.
But the thing is, I think as a behavior analyst, I imagine being frustrated seeing that because like you look at things in like that 3-term contingency, you know? And so you're like, this is so obvious. Can't you see? Like, we're doing the exact same behavior. We're about to be in the exact same place.
Yeah, I know. And I definitely, and you know, I left before Scotland. And then when I was watching the episode, when it aired, I saw though, a lot of the girls reached a point where they're like, nope, we're done. We're not feeding into this. We're not, you know, providing any attention. We're done talking about it. That was actually a scene where Serafina goes, nope, I'm done. I'm done talking about it. Because she, I mean, everyone, but like she was basically speaking up on like, no, this has been a thing every week. We're done talking about it. And so like you could see the effects it had, definitely. But it's like, why did it?
Like they were satiated. They had enough.
Yeah. Like, why did it have to take 5 weeks to get to that? Like I wish we all were at that point, you know, week 2. We're like, okay, no more. But it took like, you know, the entire time really to get to that point.
That being said, you know, I feel like every single, like there's some like common things that happen in like every single season of The Bachelor. You know, usually it's always like, okay, is this person here for the right reasons? Is, you know, are they here for the publicity or whatever it is? So looking at that, do you feel like everyone there was, and I'm not asking you to say any specific names, but everyone was there for the right reasons? Or like, could you see other MOs? Like, you know, like.
Yeah, I feel like in the beginning, everyone was, but of course, like okay, so this was another thing too, like bringing in, you know, ABA, I'm forgetting the word, but like we can't say like how someone's feeling because we don't know what someone's feeling.
Private event.
Yeah, private event. Oh my gosh. Okay. I was like, what is it? A lot of private events, you could assume and guess how someone's feeling by the way they express themselves, but still in the end, you really don't know. And I think that caused a lot of frustration throughout our time there because we would see, you know, certain expressions and we were like, okay, you know, typically someone who expresses themselves this way would be feeling these emotions. But again, it's like, we can't say how that person is feeling, but from the continuous common expressions that we would, you know, see from some people, it definitely became a huge frustration because then we would be guessing, okay, then do you want to be here? You know, like, and then again, everyone's on their own journey, but it gets to a point when you're getting further along, it's like there's not that many girls left. So, you know, you might get a rose to carry on and you don't know if you want to be here, but the girl that didn't get a rose who's going home knows for sure she wants to be here.
That's what I imagine.
Yeah. And so that's when it gets really frustrating and it's like, okay, you know, you don't really, yes, this is such a, you know, a complex situation and it's, you know, it's different. And it's like, we're not forcing no one's being forced to feel something or to do anything they don't want to do. But like, if you're not, you know, where you think you should be at this time, maybe speak up about it, have a conversation with Grant. You know, I don't know, it definitely got hard.
Yeah, I think there's so many variables. It's like, okay, well at this point, it's like what's motivating someone? Is it love? They really want to do that? Or they're like, I mean, there is like natural human behavior of like competition or even like MOs, like deprivation. Like I'm never allowed to be with him. Like maybe I will like him if I get to spend time, which is another thing I want to ask about. And don't worry, I know I've had so many questions, but I'm wrapping up. I'm wrapping up soon. I just like, there's so many things, the whole show, I've been like taking notes. I'm like, okay, I gotta hear about this. Oh, was there anything that you wish made it to the show that did not?
Yeah, there were a few conversations with Grant that, you know, they were really wholesome, and it's totally understanding that, you know, there's so many things that don't make it on the episodes because, again, it's like all of this footage with cameras rolling 24/7. I can't imagine how hard it is for them to condense it all in like a 1 hour and 20-minute episode. I don't even know how they're able to like pick and choose. So of course, yeah, there was, a few conversations, and I had like a cute, like the Chubby Bunny
that's
episode
cute.
when we played Chubby Bunny was so fun. But like we had a really cute conversation, before and after, and shared a really cute kiss after. It was all these little things that were just so wholesome and sweet that I wish I could like share that like with everyone else for them to see, because it was just so sweet, and but again, I understand, like it's so hard to include everything.
I can't imagine cutting that. Even like when we do like a podcast episode and try to pick I'm like,
oh yeah, you just want to include it all,
and it's literally and it's much shorter and much less angles and much less cameras.
Mm-hmm.
All right, the last question I have for you, and especially now that I know you're like outdoorsy, because I feel like this does need that a little bit. Are you going to Bachelor in Paradise?
If I get invited, it would be an amazing opportunity for sure, because just also watching previous seasons, I feel like I can see like there's a really good success rate with couples that leave Paradise, and like getting engaged, like it just, means we're taking this relationship now into the real world that's tested out here, and hopefully like, this can end in marriage. And I feel like it did for a few of the contestants on there, and that's very motivating for sure.
Well, I think you'd be amazing, like with the bugs and like the outdoors, and like if they need fires or anything along those lines.
All of that, yeah, it'd be fun. And like my future husband, he doesn't need to, he doesn't need to like those things. Like that's okay. Like you don't need a rock collection, but as long as like you're down for adventure and you're open to new experiences, we'll get along.
I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. I'm so excited to see that like a student that I had was on the show. That was amazing. When I reached out to you, I was like, okay, I have to have this BCBA on. Amazing. And then you were like, I was a student. I was stoked.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And yeah, thank you for everything that you do. I don't know what, like, I don't want to even think about like what would have happened if I didn't have, like your collective.
We won't go there. But
I don't know.
You're there. You're on the other side. So thank you so much. All right. So I cannot wait to continue watching and see what happens this season. So everyone should be tuning in to watch The Bachelor on ABC. If you don't watch it, what are you doing on Monday nights? Actually, Tuesday nights, because Monday night's collective. Tuesday night, you could watch it recorded without commercials. So that's what you guys should be doing.
Yeah, it's your reinforcement for doing your collective.
Exactly. Pre-Mac. Yeah. And we're going to put in the show notes, if you want to reach out to Parisa to talk about anything, or if you are the guy that she is looking for. I'm sure a lot of guys listen to Behavior Bitches. So tune in. You could reach out to her on Instagram at Parisa_Marie7. I'm going to put that in the show notes for anyone who wants to reach out. I'd hit her up. She's pretty cool.
My DMs will be flooded.
Literally. If the show didn't do it, we will. So that's all we have for you today. And as always, love you. Mean it.